Okay.
Hi, Melinda.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi,
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Looks
Hi,
like
Melinda.
Sanctuary's full today.
Yeah, there's so many people in the sanctuary that we all had to come in here. The rest
What's
of us
that,
are in here.
banquet?
Yeah.
No, this is a brunch. If you were here today, you could get muffins and frittatas and quiches and coffee. And they have candy on the tables, flowers.
Yeah, I can see that.
I wish I didn't have to go to New Hampshire today so I could be there.
Here we go.
I can't.
Yep. What banquet?
Hi, Muffy. Hi, Rose. Jonathan, it's a stewardship brunch. So we are getting people together to talk about how we support the church. And they're doing this as we often would have a stewardship dinner. And this year they decided to have the stewardship dinner as Sunday brunch. So we're all in here so that we can eat at the same time that we're having our service. And it's a way for the finance committee to give food and do something a little more entertaining. We have the special musicians and there's
ready for
flowers and candy at the tables, and there'll be some discussion groups. So at some point here, this Zoom group will get a chance to talk and be part of the conversations.
Yeah.
Okay. Showtime.
Isn't that magnificent? Welcome to First Parish in Waltham. We are so glad you are here. Whoever you are, wherever you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. My name is Deb Jose. I serve as your president on the Board of Managers, and today I'm sporting a black sling, helping out my dislocated shoulder. I'm feeling fine. Everything's good. Here are this week's announcements. We try to make our service as accessible as possible with hearing helpers and large print versions of service materials available from our ushers. Our weekly newsletter is available on our website, and paper copies are at the entrances to the building. To receive an emailed copy each week, please speak to a greeter or usher. Interested in donating flowers for a Sunday service? To sign up, please view the newsletter. Pastoral care is available to everyone, newcomers, members, and visitors alike. Please reach out for any assistance, and I can attest they're wonderful. Inclement weather plan. Sunday services may be canceled or held on Zoom. Updates will be posted by 7 p.m. on Facebook, along with a special announcement via email. Other church activities that day will be canceled or rescheduled. For non-church events, contact the organizer. No service here next Sunday. It's Secret Shopper Day. Attend a UU service outside First Parish in Waltham and complete a short reflection. Pick up a church handout before you leave today. I think Marianne and her team are giving them out to everybody. Knitters and crocheters, join the Red Hat movement and help those impacted by ice. Bring red or white yarn on a Sunday or drop it off with Kayla. It will be dyed for you. Before you leave, please complete the coffee hour survey. Hard copies available or online. As a reminder, after service, please exit here via the office door. This is the end of today's announcements. Please check you have silenced your phone and other communication devices. And now, please turn, where do we turn? Please turn that way and wave to the lovely people who are joining us via Zoom.
Good morning. Why isn't it on? Hello? Oh, there we are. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So our morning started off at about 8:30 this morning. I was putting this stuff, we have a bunch of stuff to cook for brunch, and I put it into one of those folding crates, and I'm walking down our hallway, and the crate gives out. One of the casseroles smashes on the floor. So fortunately, we had given ourselves a little bit of extra time, and we still had some ingredients, so we raced here with the ones that didn't smash, and Joan redid another one, which was the vegan, gluten-free casserole. So hopefully all will be good. But if I seem a little discombobulated, that's part of why. So I'm also not off book, so I'm going to read here. Good morning. Whoever you are, wherever you're from, wherever you are in your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. We are a Unitarian Universalist fellowship with no required creed, but who follow a common set of principles at the center of which is love. My name is Dan Taylor. I am the treasurer of First Parish. I'm 60-something balding male who goes by he, him pronouns, and today I'm wearing a flowery shirt of some sort and black pants, and happy to be here. Today's service has been put together by the Finance Committee, and the theme is focused on stewardship, what we all do to support our congregation and our ministries. There are many ways in which we accomplish stewardship. Today, we kick off our financial pledge campaign, but fiscal sharing is only one of many ways in which we all contribute to our shared goals and mission. In these challenging and uncertain times, supporting each other, helping those in particular need, and caring for ourselves is more important than ever. We have put together a service that we hope will demonstrate some of the joy we can share together, such as food, as well as give us a chance to discuss exactly what we mean by stewardship and how we can all best provide it. Since we are including brunch with our service, we have planned to flow into coffee hour time and expect to finish shortly after noon. For reasons of time, this morning we will not have spoken candles of joy and concern, but the candles are here, right over there against the wall. And you are invited to silently light a candle in honor of your joy or concern at any time during the service. I will also be acting as the worship leader today and will guide us through various items on our spiritual menu. One thing I should point out in the order of service, I was cutting and pasting, and I accidentally forgot to change Susan Knapp's name to Leslie Gildersleeve. The poem at the end will be read by Leslie Gildersleeve, but Susan Knapp will now do our chalice lighting.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Our reading is entitled A Reminder of What We Share. The chalice is a symbol of our faith. Like our faith, it is not magic, nor is it mysterious. We light it as a reminder of what we share as a community and of who each of us is called to be. When we feel lost in a chaotic world, may the light of our chalice show us our path. When we are afraid of the times we live in, may the light of our chalice give us courage. When we despair at the injustice and cruelty around us, may the light of our chalice recall us to a faithful hope. Our chalice is a symbol of our commitment to each other and to ourselves. We light it today as a gathered community that we may understand more completely and act more boldly and hope more fiercely.
Okay, our first hymn today is hymn number 122, and I've forgotten the name. Sound Over All the Waters, number 122. And I think we're going to have words up on the front screen, and there are some hymn books scattered around as well. Please remain standing as we repeat our unison affirmation, which wasn't quite room to fit it onto the order of service, so it'll be up in the front here, hopefully. And it begins with the word love. Love is the spirit of this church,
and service its laws. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
April. Next, this is, as I said, and you're probably aware, the beginning of our pledge drive. So we'll be asking our members and friends to make a donation for the fiscal year 26, fiscal year 27, that's coming up. And to keep track of our pledges as they come in, April and the church youth have come up with a system.
You're great. Good morning, everybody. My name is April Rosario. I am a Black woman in my 30s, and I am so honored to be your Director of Faith Formation. For today's story, we have a skit for you. And by we, I mean myself and some, not all, but some of our youth. Other of our youth who are not wanting to be in front of the camera played a huge part in this as well in coming up with and making our tree. So, we have brought something for you today. We've brought something to show you. Anyone want to take a guess what it is? It's a tree. What do you notice about the tree? There's no leaves. We are entering into the month of paying attention. And we would like to draw your attention to this tree with no leaves. Our church is kind of like a tree. The building is its trunk, our programs are its branches, and the leaves, all together.
Oh, that's us.
That's us, all of us. When families make a pledge, which is a promise to help support our church, it's like adding a leaf. Hold up your leaf. Like adding a leaf to our tree. But here's the important part.
One leaf does not make a tree.
2 leaves don't make a tree.
Even 3 leaves don't make a tree.
But when all the leaves come together,
When we all give what we can.
When we all help in different ways.
When we all make a promise.
then something amazing happens.
Our tree grows.
Our tree grows. In our Unitarian Universalist faith, we believe we belong to one another. Church just doesn't happen. We
Grow it. Friends, this year during our stewardship campaign, our children will be leading us visually and spiritually. We are creating a tree of promise. Each pledge we receive will add another leaf onto the tree. As the branches fill, we will see something powerful that this community can grow because we choose it to grow.
Stewardship is not fundraising. It is faith in action. It is covenant made visible.
When we pledge, we're saying this community matters. Our shared ministry matters. The future matters.
May we grow this tree boldly, leaf by leaf, promise by promise.
Let's practice. When we say we care for our church, you say, and our church cares for us.
Ready? We care for our church. Let's do it again. We care for our church. And one last time for good measure. We care for our church. Excellent. We will be hanging our tree of promise on the bulletin board and keeping track with the finance team. And in the morning before church, we will get a tally. And for every $1,000 that is raised, we will add another leaf that you will notice is in the shape of a hand, because we are the leaves, and we will grow our tree together. Good job. Huh? Yeah, I will take it. You can go sit down. Thanks.
And then we'll be able to see the tree as it grows. We'll be able to watch the tree as the leaves come in and fill up the tree. And you should know your board and finance committee have gotten their pledges in to start it, so we're going to get some hands up on that tree pretty quickly. And as pledges come in, we will see it grow. Just to let you know, in this week's newsletter, there will be a link to a Google form where you can put in your pledge. We also have paper pledge forms there for people who prefer paper, which will be available today. Now, I haven't planned a lot of services. In fact, really none, as much as this. And things are actually going a little faster than I thought. Some things, don't take much time. So I want to make sure that the folks in the kitchen have time to get food ready. So I'm thinking that maybe we can do some candles of joy and concern, and that will take up a little bit of time. And then we'll go into the puzzle time, which I'll explain after candles of joy and concern. So why don't you come up here? Do we have the lighter candle? Yes. Helper candle. So if you'd like to let us know a joy. Okay. So the tables weren't so filled up, but they've been getting filled up as time goes on. So out at each place setting is a little bag with some treats in it you're welcome to eat, but also in that, well, you're just like my students. Let me finish talking first. Just let me explain what you're going to do before you start doing it. Shh. So also in each bag, and you're going to have to get some of the bags from the people who aren't there. If there's an unused, don't take one from there because won't match. But there's 8 bags at each table, and if there aren't 8 people, grab the puzzle pieces. There's a puzzle piece, a paper puzzle piece, in each bag, and so in the middle of the table you want to put those first together, which shows us, well, you'll see what it shows us, a little bit about our fiscal situation here. So I'll give you some time to get the pieces put together in the middle of the table, and then also on the back of the puzzle pieces are some questions, and I'll tell you about them in a moment. But let's get that puzzle put together. Remember, if there's fewer than 8 of you, then you're going to have to take the puzzle pieces from the other bags.
I was just going to joke to Dan that we needed a Zoom puzzle app or something. And then Dan just walked up and said, "Oh, I meant to have a picture of the puzzle in the slide deck for you all." So sorry that Dan forgot to do that. But maybe I can get you a photo of one.
Okay. Is everybody done with the puzzle? Shh. So on the puzzle, hopefully you've discovered by now, we have 2 pie charts. One which is our expenses and one which is our revenue. Unfortunately, again, I got to plead lack of experience. I was supposed to have a picture of the done things up there, and when I was putting together the slideshow, it just somehow slipped my mind. So I apologize for that, and I apologize to the Zoom folks at home. But in these pie charts, it tells us a little bit about where our money comes from, as well as what we spend our money on. And we're going to talk a little bit about these things, as well as stewardship in general, while we're eating our brunch, which looks like it's just about ready for us. On the back of each puzzle piece, you'll notice there is a question. So what we'd like you to do while we're eating our delicious brunch, hopefully delicious, I think it is to please try to answer these questions. And there's not necessarily an obvious answer. Some of them maybe there is, some of them maybe there isn't. But there's something to think about, and we want everybody to think about how we give to the church in various ways. Now, let's not forget that we are kicking off specifically. Oh, cool. There we go. Thank you, Scott. Flexible at the taking advantage right there. There we see the puzzle put together. So good. Now that it's up here, we'll see, in the budgeted expenses, we have community outreach, faith formation, membership, music, and so forth. In income, we have our pledges, of course, which is the most important, endowment, rental, and stuff like that. And, it is, both things are, but it's important that we recognize there are things other than just fiscal donations which go in to make this church work. And when we talk about stewardship, we're talking about all the ways that we give to each other to make this congregation and its missions work. But it's also important to recognize that the money part does matter. And so that's why we're kicking off our pledge drive today. So how is things look in the kitchen? Are we ready to go? Yeah, I'm getting the thumbs up. So it is brunch time, but we're going to do a little hymn grace first. And then we'll ask you to go up. There is a table that is not for any special needs. There is a table which is gluten-free, and there is a table which is vegan and gluten-free. Okay, so hopefully there is something for everybody. We tried hard to make sure that was the case. There's still plenty of muffins over here. We didn't make announce them well enough at the beginning. There's corn muffins, which are gluten-free, and there's some, I've forgotten what the other kind of muffins are. Some apple cinnamon muffins up there. Please go and help yourself to those as well. And we're going to start off with a very simple hymn, Grace, which some of you have heard before probably. It goes, thank you for this food, this glorious, glorious food, and the animals, and the vegetables, and the minerals that make it possible. Well, most of you already know that, but everybody else join in now. Let's do it one more time. Thank you for this food, this glorious, glorious food, and the animals, and the vegetables, and the minerals that make it possible. Thank you. Oh, that's good. Thank you for this food, this glorious, glorious food, and the animals, and the vegetables, and the minerals that make it possible. This glorious, glorious food. Thank you, Emma. Emma must be related to Pete Seeger, who would always get the rounds going, get everybody singing. Thank you, Emma. Okay, so now that we've said our grace, let's eat. Don't forget, while you're eating, please discuss the questions on the back of the puzzle pieces.
Hi, all. Sorry about some of the scrambling there. And oh, he's going to show you the food. I don't know, that's good or that's cruelty to be like, so you can look at the food, but you can't have it.
We can enjoy it vicariously.
But we do have the questions. I'm going to try and share the questions. I think this, I should be able to. Yeah, here's the questions. Wow, so what is one way you have shown your stewardship to First Parish in the past month? We gotta. Does anybody have thoughts on that one? I'm not hearing anybody. See lots of muted microphones.
I made a donation. I make one every month.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Yeah, I was trying to get them.
Yeah, I know there's many other ways that you've been around here doing stuff with the, helping out with coffee hour and other things.
I like the idea of having the kids involved. Just, start young, getting their consciousness raised about the need for, the funding. It just doesn't happen magically.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like their presentation, and it's sweet that one of the youth up there, I think her name is Paige, they've just started coming in the past few months, and they've been regulars here, and the family really has found a place here. I think particular Paige, really likes coming here because she feels accepted in ways
great.
that she doesn't everywhere else,
Yeah,
many
that's
other
wonderful.
places.
That's good. Very good, yeah.
Okay, Melinda's back. Melinda, coming back? And Peter even manages to find ways to be helpful. Oh, we're going to have to compete with the music. Are you all hearing the music?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm not hearing it so much. I'm hearing it more directly to my ears.
Yeah, well, I do what I can from over here every Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, I can tell you, Peter, that it really matters to me just to know that I'm not alone. Like when, Zoom could be run alone, but having you there is so reliable and, always on the ball and pointing things out. It's really helpful. And it's really nice that, having spent years with you around here, right, I can continue to have that relationship with you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great for me to be able to still be in touch with everybody.
Yeah. Question 2, how can children participate in the stewardship of the congregation? I think Rose just pointed something out even a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
And occasionally I still drag my children down to get them to wash dishes. I think the last time they were here was probably a year ago for stewardship dinner, and they were helping with dishes. It's hard for me to get them involved these days, but they're 20 and 22 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on that question?
About involvement from the kids?
From the youth, yeah.
Maybe they could, in addition to just getting, enlightened about thinking about the issue early, is maybe helping, like you said, helping with physical tasks. Kids can help with dishes and, chores after coffee hour that we're all trying to get people more involved in.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that, that's a very easy, not an easy, but a very doable task by kids, not asking too much. So.
Yeah. And it doesn't even have to be whether it's much or too much as what's, you noticing what people are capable of and
right.
And expecting and, encouraging them to help. And that sort of goes for people of all ages, right? We all figure out what we're good at and what we're not good at.
Yep, exactly. Good point.
What are some activities that have happened this year that give folk the opportunity to demonstrate stewardship?
Good question. Sorry for drawing a blank. Maybe someone else can help us with this.
In some ways, you could say almost every service, right? Whether it's people who get up and do readings, or we've had lots of lay-led services this year.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Starting at that very basic level of what we do here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I love our lay-led services. you know, I wouldn't mind if we were always lay-led. I think we do a really good job. I know it just takes a toll on people, but it's wonderful what everyone has to offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah, Jonathan. You like the lay-led
How's it going with
services?
you?
No, you
It's going all right. Do you like the lay-led services, Jonathan?
Yes.
Hmm.
It was great.
Oh, it's very interesting to see the slightly different takes on life that people have.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard a saying that every minister preaches the same sermon, right? We all sort of have our things that are most important to us or whatever. Hopefully that's not true. I think Reverend Mark did a great job of, and others of, spreading out what they do, but, over many years. But if you have a bunch of different people, you'll definitely not have the same sermon.
Mm-hmm.
Scott, are you going to have a chance to get some food?
Yeah, I'll get some. People are still lined up. I figure as long as they're lined up there, I'll.
All right. Well,
I'll wait. Yeah. Thank you for thinking of me, Rose.
Good. I want you to. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Rose, you've been doing work with the gardening committee. I've been out there working with you on stewardship days.
Yeah, I guess we don't. Yeah, that's seasonal, but yeah, I do what I can.
Yeah.
On that one.
Dear.
I actually always I also get all the supplies for coffee hour. I check every week to make sure we have everything and buy what we need. So I'm like the stock person for coffee hour.
Great. Yeah. Yeah. That's a super example of a job that we don't even think about. It's like, I'm making the coffee, but somebody has to even get the coffee to make the coffee.
Right.
Right. Or fix the broken coffee maker. Or,
right. Yeah.
All
buy
those things.
Buy the creamers and the napkins and the paper plates for serving refreshments. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like to advertise it, but I just do it because Martha used to do all that stuff when she was here. Yeah. Part of it. And she did such an amazing job. And I just thought she set a really good example. So I wanted to, help in the ways that she helped.
Yeah. Although I think that also she got kind of burned out on it. And
I know.
An example of how we figure out we need systems, right? Where it's like,
because
figure out all that needs to be done and how can we make it so that you can pass that on to somebody else.
Yeah,
easily.
That's why I'm very glad that Pam is addressing that issue with the survey and with the experiments, because it's been a burnout job that hospitality has.
Yeah. And it's interesting that I think Martha got and donated a hot water kettle that's over there. It's a hot water dispenser. And so even though Martha's not here, what she's done is still, still here, right?
Yeah.
Just a reminder, everybody, please.
Okay, I'm going to go get some food.
Be taking advantage of this time. This is a working brunch. Please discuss some of the questions that are on the back of the puzzle pieces. So we're all sort of thinking about stewardship and things like that.
No.
Thank you very much.
No, and Nick Jr. will not be being a non-stop. Because they're having a non-stop.
Well, I wasn't really hungry before, but watching these people eat is giving me a bit of an appetite.
I know, and
So
I
you're
want to
at
know.
home.
I want a
Me too.
close-up view of what they're eating so I can like vicariously enjoy it.
Oh, that would be torture.
Could go
Oh,
either
no.
way.
No.
Well, but you don't want to torture yourself that way. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
trying not to look at the food.
yeah.
Cynthia, where are you at?
I'm at home. I had to stay home. I had to wait for maintenance guy to come, so I couldn't come to church today.
What place you're at? Is that your home?
Yeah, I'm at home in my
Where,
apartment.
where you
Done.
live?
I just remember in the old days, Dan Taylor always brought in good food for game nights. Somehow Dan Taylor always was the source of delicious food.
Yeah, he always did. He always
Yeah,
brought something. He made
And
something.
Scott Tugeth?
he's a good cook. Yeah,
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
makes
why?
chocolates too. He makes
Okay,
good
Scott
chocolates.
Tugeth.
I've
really.
eaten
Yeah.
his chocolates.
Wow.
Did you cheer for the Seahawks?
Oh,
Yeah, that's April. Okay, no, this is not adequate for my needs. They're gonna go right in the garbage.
Wrapped up First Parish, Toronto. Oh, by the way, there will be no service next Sunday, Peter.
yeah. I was hearing about that. What's happening? Why?
We're going church shopping, so I'm going to another church.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got in the newsletter. Yeah, they have
There's
different
First
churches
Parish,
for
Toronto.
Maybe the other churches will have online like they did over the
Yeah, they
summer.
do. Yeah, like the Newton Church. I'm thinking of going to Newton Church. I don't know if I'm going to drive. I'm going to go there, but they have the
Now, what about
online.
Toronto? Toronto has a good church.
Do they have any online in Toronto, Jonathan?
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
Yeah, Toronto does have an online church. And they stream it on YouTube. Anyone else been to Toronto?
no.
Nope, never been
They
there.
speak English up there, Jonathan?
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Their
kidding.
language is
I think I
English
assumed
and
they'd speak
French.
English. But they speak, yeah, French, exactly. Huh.
Have you been to Canada?
I've been to Montreal and I've been to Nova Scotia.
What about Ontario?
No, I never been out there.
Never been to Ontario? You'll like it there.
Yeah.
Just think about it. You're gonna love Ontario.
Ooh. Well, there are 25 UU churches in the Philippines, actually.
I didn't know that. But
Yep.
there are a lot of Unitarian churches in other places, like Ontario.
How do you know that, Jonathan? Have you looked on maps, or what do you do?
Are you ready to go to Ontario?
Well, I looked at it. We were talking about doing a vacation a few days up in Montreal. We changed our mind and we're just going to go to Vermont. But I have thought about that, about checking out churches and other places when I'm on vacation or something.
Are you going to go there?
No, we're not. We changed our mind. I won't get into all the details, but the microphone makes it hard to eat.
Oh, yeah. Well, there are 25 UU churches in the Philippines.
I never knew that. So they have 25?
Yeah, but none of them are on my island, so they're pretty hard to get to. There was one guy who was, I don't know, some sort of Protestant minister who went back to the U.S. and he became a UU minister, and then he came back here to the Philippines. And he started one church, and then a bunch of them in his neighborhood sprung up, and now there's like 25 on this one island.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Most of the congregation are farmers, actually, which is interesting, I thought. Yeah.
Spread. What? How did Unitarian Universalism spread to the Philippines? I mean, I guess Unitarians might have been there hundreds of years ago, but do you know any of the history?
No, as far as I know, it's only this one guy who went back to the U.S., became a Unitarian minister, and then he came back here, he started a church, and he kind of converted everybody, you know? And everybody just switched from whatever they were doing to Unitarianism. Yeah. I think they have one difference. They agree to believe in God, I believe. You know, they, rather than saying anything, you know, anything goes, I think they do believe in God. There are no atheist Philippine UUs. Yeah. But other than that, it's all the UU principle. Yeah. Of course, the Catholics are the vast majority here. You know?
I was thinking that, right, from the Portuguese that were there originally, or
it was the Spanish. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like 80% Catholic here. So
how much Spanish is spoken, though? I think
nothing, almost nothing.
Really? Yeah.
No, they erased the Spanish influence. It was a bad situation. You know, they were colonized in a bad way by Spain. Yeah. So nobody speaks Spanish anymore.
Yeah, but the Spanish were there up until
300 years. They were here. Magellan ended his days in the Philippines.
When did they sort of?
The late 1800s is when the Spanish were. Well, actually, the U.S. came into the picture with the Spanish-American War and kicked them out.
Okay, that's all right. Sorry, everything locked up there. I heard you say 300 years, so that's when they were there for 300 years. But the Spanish-American War was the end of the 1800s, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. That's when the Americans kicked the Spanish out of the Philippines, and it became briefly American Philippines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Goes on.
Yeah. So there's some American influence,
Hello?
especially due to
Can
the,
I have everybody's attention, please?
okay, military bases. Yeah.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? Thank you. So, first things, I wanted to thank our musicians who played for us during our food. There's Allison Dobbs and Leanne Rabisa. Thank you very much. It was great. There we go. Also, even obviously, we're going to be cleaning up here, and help would be welcome and clean up afterwards. We're going to leave though the coffee and finger food like the muffins out there. So if you want to feel like there's coffee hour afterwards, you can still get some little snacks. Hopefully, you're all pretty full. But we will make those. The coffee will be the last thing taken away in case you're like my mother, a real coffee person. So I hope you maybe talked a little bit about some of the questions. Can somebody tell us some of the places where our money comes from that helps run the church? From London. Well, I don't know if any's come from London. Maybe. Any other? Can somebody else yell something out? Clothing exchange. The clothing exchange brings us like $9,000 a year. Absolutely. So if you haven't shopped at the clothing exchange before, come on and shop at the clothing exchange. That's a form of stewardship. Other things? Pledges, of course. Pledges is the most important one because that's the one where we're giving of ourselves. So pledges. What, Evan? The bank. Well, the bank does have money. That is true. What's another big one? Rentals is a big one. Absolutely. We've worked hard over the last 25 years, very in particular, in making this a rentable place, and organizations from all around Waltham make use of it. Rental, yeah. Thank you. At government, we get some help from the government in that they don't tax us anyway. There's one other big one, folks, which is really important. We are blessed. It's not the trustees aren't personally giving us their money. The endowment, yes. The endowment, of course. We are very fortunate to have an endowment, which is, quite honestly, is way bigger than most churches have. I was at a small church meeting the other day, and there were some churches with as few as 12 members. And they do not have big endowments to keep them going. So we should be very appreciative of those in our past who managed to leave us this endowment, which helps us get by. Scott?
I think Evan's got a point, though. Are we getting a grant for painting the steeple?
We are actually good. Yeah, that's right, Evan. You're right. The government, we are getting a grant thanks to the hard work of Walter Beebe Center. We're getting a grant to help fix up our steeple from the Waltham CPA. So, yeah, we're getting a good chunk of money from the government there. Okay, just quickly name some ways we spend money. Who can tell me some ways we spend money? Staff, yeah. We would be dead without our staff. We wouldn't be here without the staff. So staff is obviously really, really important. Yeah. Our health. Well, your own house. Do you mean the building here? Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes, that's a big one. This building costs money to keep up. No doubt about it. There's heat, there's repairs, there's snow removal, lots of it this year. So, absolutely. Equipment to do this very intricate AV tech stuff we have. We had to get, that all has to be bought, all has to be run. We have to pay for internet and all that. Other things? What? Infrastructure. Yeah, to keep everything repaired. Yeah, music and worship. I just wanted somebody to say that. Thank you. Yeah, music and worship. Right. It costs money. We come in to see the services. That costs money between the staff, guest speakers, musicians. Printing everything up, getting everything done. Absolutely, music and worship is obviously a very one that's important to us all. Okay, well, I hope you keep on thinking. I hope you all keep on thinking about some of these questions. At the table I was at, we just started talking about what are some ways we can demonstrate stewardship that we haven't before. Did anybody come up with some great idea? Other ways? Well, keep thinking about it. Right now, we're going to hear from Janet Riley, who's going to give us a little personal testimony about what the church has meant for her.
Okay. Dan, am I good? Okay. So Janet Riley, she, her, I'm the finance commissioner, and so I have to walk the talk, and today that means by being the first one to talk the talk. You will hear from different members of the community for the next few weeks over why they're here, why they choose to support First Parish, starting with me. There's a phrase in our service last week, relationships that sustain us. So I'm here for community. I came to First Parish in 2016 after that election. I had already been to some Unitarian churches in different communities when I lived there. I already knew that I agreed with the values, like inherent worth and dignity of every person, like, yep. Interdependent web of life, yep. Respect for other religious traditions, yep. So I already knew that this was probably going to be a pretty good fit. But in 2016, I decided I needed to meet my neighbors in person. I needed to meet my physical, geographical community and not just keep agreeing with my friends on Facebook. So I came to the bread service. I sat about where Dan is sitting with all the AV equipment, and I met Justine and her family. That was some of the first people I met here. And then I was told that we didn't meet in here and have food every week. So, okay, that's more like what I'm used to. And once I started meeting people here, I started seeing us everywhere, like a conspiracy. Last week we were talking about those like red threads going between us, and I started to see them in lots of places. Deb and Gary and Marty walk around my neighborhood because we're actually neighbors. At the like Pride Day on the Common, there's my local Stormtrooper Legion with Jody. How interesting. And lately, when I happen to take a walk on the Common on a Saturday morning, there are so many people I know with values that I share. Yeah. And just another one I want to call out, the Jones Partnership. We give away between like $35,000 and $45,000 to our community groups every year for 12 years or more. And most of the people who are involved are already involved with those organizations. So that's a pretty amazing group of people to be with. Also, I just like these people. Like you are nice. I enjoy talking with you at coffee hour, and so I'm really happy to be part of this community. We are in some strange times, as we talked about with joys and concerns. There's a lot of uncertainty, and when I am here, I get courage from you. I'm surrounded by people who are like, yeah, they're agreeing that things are not right now. And I see how people are showing up in their communities and for each other. It gives me heart. It shows me how to do this. And I know when I need to step back and catch my breath, like there are other people who are stepping forward and doing it. And I know that I can do that for them. So this community is something that we are building for each other. It is shelter that we make for each other. And that's why I'm here. And I look forward to hearing why other people are here too. So there will be more to come. Before we switch over to invitation to generosity. I was reminded last year that there are some basics that we kind of assume that everyone just knows about pledging, and not everybody knows that. So I would like to recap a few things. First Parish, as we heard about sources of income, we don't have like a central Unitarian world headquarters that gives us money. Actually, we give them some money. They've really helped us out this year, especially in finding a new minister. It comes from each of us. I have done the first draft of the budget for next year. Like everything in our lives, expenses are going up. The first number I've come up with is $490,000, which is a very big number. The trustees have agreed that they will help make up some of the increases. I do want to tell you about one of the happy reasons. It's not just insurance and utilities and everything else we have at home. The happy reason is we have staff. We have great staff who are still here. And yes. And we fought to keep them. We fought off a hostile takeover bid on April. That's right. So April is going to be here full-time, 35 hours year-round. Yep. We really haven't had a chance to see what April can do because she and Emma have been dealing with the business. And now she's going to have a chance to really focus not only on religious education, but day-to-day, she and Emma see things that could be just a little better. And so she's going to help get us moving in that direction. Yeah, right? Another thing I want to cover is that when you decide what you would like to pledge, it should be what is right for you and your family. And that's different for everybody. But figure out what's right for you. We would really like to have everybody participate 100% in whatever degree they want. And I also want to acknowledge that a lot of people give their time and effort already, which is another kind of stewardship, helps build our community. So thank you for that. Thank you for anything you can do. If you are a paper first person, we have a paper pledge form. If you are an online person, you can go to walthamuu.org/pledge, and that will take you to the form. If you have questions, ask the finance committee. We're the ones with the aprons and the spoons saying, eat, eat. So any questions, please reach out. Thank you so much for being here. I was afraid we wouldn't have enough food and nobody would come at the same time. And I think we solved both of those problems. So thank you.
I'm Dan Diano. I serve as assistant treasurer on the board of managers, pronouns he, his. What you see is what you're getting. This is the invitation to generosity. Now that's in our order of service every week. It's something we do every week, and yet this whole service, of course, is really an invitation to generosity. But this time is a little different. Pledging is a lot from the heart, but it's also a lot from the head. It's thinking about what's the next year going to look like for you and your family. What are your resources like? As well as from the heart, how much you want to support this church community. So one thing that Janet didn't mention is we've set a pledging goal this year of $135,000. That's sort of one goal. That's what we want to see on the tree of hands. But the other goal is to have a pledge from everyone, whatever size, whatever is right for you. But that's all in the kind of thinking and planning and financial stuff, budgeting. That's all important for that. This moment is the moment for kind of spontaneous giving, for just feeling in the moment, I want to reach for my wallet and pull out something. I want to pull up my phone and go to Venmo and put in something. So as we do every week, I encourage people to give what feels right now, just for the moment. Let people know that if you're really new to this community, it's not a price of admission that we're asking. It's not the ticket at the door for the event or even for the food. So if you're brand new to the community, you don't feel quite a part yet, you can let the offering plate pass you by. And we do have plates. Yes, we do have the plates today. We can let the offering plate pass you by. But eventually our goal is that you, whoever you are, feel a part of us and feel that you need to give to us, that maybe you need to think about it and pledge for a whole year, but also just in the moment, in this time, in this wonderful service that you've probably never had one exactly like this one before, in the moment you want to be generous and enjoy the privilege of being generous. So please, if the ushers come forward and start circulating the plates, thank you very much for your generosity.
Thank you, Michael. Next up, a reading not by Susan Knapp, but by Leslie Gildersleeve.
And thank you, Michael, for that moment of true stewardship. Good job. This is one of my favorite poems, and I read it first. Actually, it's in the back of the hymnal. It's a truncated version, but it is 567 in the back of the hymnal, and I just love this. To be of use. The people I love the best jump into work head first, without dallying in the shadows, and swim off with sure strokes almost out of sight. They seem to become natives of that element, the black, sleek heads of seals bouncing like half-submerged balls. I love people who harness themselves, an ox to a heavy cart, who pull like water buffalo with massive patience, who strain in the mud and the muck to move things forward, and who do what has to be done again and again. I want to be with people who submerge in the task, who go into the fields to harvest and work in a row and pass the bags along who are not parlor generals and field deserters, but move in a common rhythm when the food must come in or the fire be put out. The work of the world is common as mud. Botched, it smears the hands, crumbles to dust, but the thing worth doing well done has a shape that satisfies, clean and evident. Greek amphoras for wine or oil, Hopi vases that held corn are put in museums, but you know that they were made to be used. The pitcher cries for water to carry, and a person for work that is real.
Joe and Bowman will do our chalice putting out.
The title, We Keep Its Light in Our Hearts. We extinguish this flame, but we keep its light in our hearts with this message of love and justice. Taking it outside of these walls to the world we live in until we are together again.
So thank you. Can we get this on? Hello? Yeah. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed the brunch part. Can I get a quick thumbs up or thumbs down and whether you liked having a brunch kickoff to for our pledge drive instead of dinner? A lot of people like that. Okay. You know what? We might do it again next year then. And we'll be better at it even. So thank you all for coming out and helping us kick off our pledge drive and think a little bit about stewardship. Check the little bags on the tables if there's some kisses or Smarties there. I got to tell this quick story about the Smarties, because I've had hundreds of Smarties around my house for the last several years because I used to help run the sixth grade dance at middle school where I taught. And in 1919, while we were getting ready for the dance that was going to be, excuse me, not 1919, 2019, sorry. Okay. 2019, excuse me. In 2019, getting ready for the dance, which was going to be in March of 2020, I bought from the Smarties company, direct from the company, a box of 3,000 Smarties. They were really good price. They were like 2 cents a piece. I bought the thing of 3,000 Smarties, figuring because every year we had prizes at these dances. And I said, okay, well, I'll get them real cheap. This will last us for like 5 years. You may recall what happened in the spring or late winter of 2020. The dance did not happen, nor did it happen the next year. And then after that, actually, the sixth grade leadership just was tired of doing it, and the parents took it over. So I was stuck with this box of 3,000 Smarties, which I used and gave out in school activities over the years. But I had a bunch I ended up with at home, and you helped me finish them off. These were the last of them today. So please, if there's any left in the little bags, take them with you. And hopefully knows also that we're spending money wisely. You might have noticed that some of the Hershey's Kisses were Valentine's Day kisses, the ones with the peanuts on the bottom. Not peanuts, the food. Peanuts, the cartoons. So I was buying the after Valentine's Day cheap kisses at CVS. So, I'm trying to spend our money wisely. There you go. Before we do our postlude is going to be our own hymn, This Little Light of Mine. But before we get to that, it's really, really important that we thank two people who have kept this church going for this whole year, because obviously everybody knows we've had kind of traumatic year, and a lot of us in leadership are sort of walking around with our eyes wide, not sure exactly what we should be doing. But there are two of our staff members who have kept this church going, and that's Emma and April. And we have a small gesture of our thankfulness to them. So thank you so much. We literally wouldn't be here probably today without you. So thank you. Okay, with that, we're going to go out on this little light of mine.
I would love to say something. April and I have a job here, but for both of us, I think I can honestly say it is more than a job. We didn't nick April here and keep her here, tethered just by her salary. You are a wonderful group of people to work with, and we both feel incredibly privileged to be here with you and made to feel incredibly welcome. Would you like to add anything, April?
Oh no, because I'll burst into tears.
I didn't plan the hymns for today. This little light of mine is an incredible one. For me, it is a reminder that each of us is an individual. And however brightly that light shines, and it shines for somebody. If it's dark, the light can be tiny. If you think about a lighthouse, one candle used to keep thousands of sailors safe. Your light shared in this community is an incredible gift. Mm-hmm. And if your light goes out, the one thing I've learned from here is that there is always someone available to rekindle that light and put you back on your feet. So this little light of mine, if you have feet and you wish to use them, please feel free. I am not going to play because it doesn't make sense to play this on the piano. So, lyrics, please.
Pledge forms are up here if you'd like one, or again, go to walthamuu.org/pledge, or look in the newsletter, and you'll have a way to do it electronically. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Thanks for hanging in there. This was service and coffee.